All right, kiddos, so today's lesson, we're going to be talking about these funds of knowledge that we mentioned earlier when we were talking about connecting with one another. Now, funds of knowledge are all the things that you learn that they're generated by your family. So these are historical things that really connect you on another level to information that you wouldn't necessarily have learned in school. When you share those things with your classmates and with your teacher, there's a connection that happens. So be mindful that anything that I'm putting down on my paper is something that I feel comfortable sharing with you. Things that I'm not comfortable sharing with, I'm not going to put down on the paper. And that goes for you as well. If you are not comfortable sharing something, do not write it down, okay? Because we are going to share with one another. And it's a great way to kind of experiment with things that you want to share, okay? And also sometimes you'll notice that as people are mentioning things, you're like, oh, I totally forgot about that. It's totally fine to add on to your paper as people are talking. Don't get into depth while that person is going on about what they're saying, but do say, oh, I kind of remember something like that, and if you want to add it on or jot it, that's perfectly fine, because we use other people to generate knowledge for ourselves too. It's a good way to tap into each other. And then, so I'm going to get started and kind of share some stuff with you, okay? All right, this is just one way of creating a funds of knowledge paper. I tend to be a little artsy about mine, but you could make it in block formation. You could even make it on a PowerPoint. Something that speaks to you is how you want to share this. It's not about what's required from the teacher, okay? So over here in the left-hand corner, I have my name. It's G-I-N-E-T-T-E, which I kind of feel like my name means something really special. It's actually Race of the Women, which I thought was pretty telling, considering that I am an independent woman. I like to pride myself on having a career and being able to be educated, and understand that I kind of feel like my soul and my name have a link to one another, because not a lot of people spell their name with a G for Jeanette. And after I've told you the many stories about being called Gannetti, right? And different things like that. But I think once they know it, they're like, oh wow, I've never seen it spelled that way. And so I take that to heart for myself. There's many people and things that have influenced my funds of knowledge. I think one of the most important ones for me is being a mom. I think it's taught me a lot about true love and joy and tough choices and responsibility. And I think it connects me to my students on another level, because I kind of understand, I get the home version of things. And so sometimes I think it helps me to understand where you're coming from, because if you're really tired the next day or you have a lot on your plate, I sort of get it. And then each kid specifically has taught me different things. And, I have that up here and I would share that with you. Another thing that I love about my life that has created funds of knowledge for me, I think, is being, Mrs. Rossi, the teacher. And that's because these kind of things within my family, believe it or not, there's a lot of people in my family who pushed me towards the direction of not being a teacher. And there's something that just always drew me to it. And I could never see myself not being with kids and not being with young people, because I feel like they're really intellectual and they teach us a lot. So being a teacher has given me funds of knowledge that I then apply to the classroom. So as you can see, there's many different areas of my life, and I'm willing to share each one of these with you in our circle time. So now I'm going to give you an opportunity to create your funds of knowledge, and then we'll share as a class.
My dad, he taught me discipline the hard way. He taught me health growing up the scary way. He taught me responsibilities, so he was always really strict with me. My mom was the exact opposite. She taught me love, she taught me laughter, she taught me grace and poise. My sibling taught me kindness, how to be mature when nobody's looking at you. My grandpa, abuelito, taught me how to work at a field for 14 hours, how to properly clean his house. My grandma, abuelita, the sound of birds, the beautiful image of flowers, and how to obey. My aunts, tias, how to dress properly, that natural makeup looks better on me. Learned it the hard way. How to save money, and how to cook. My cousins taught me how to sleep with 25 cousins in a room, and what a girl fight is, and I learned that the horrible way. Mexico taught me how beautiful the sound of laughter is, how colorful trees can be, and how to make dinner for 20 people with just 2 cans of beans and a stack of tortillas. Mexico has also taught me poverty and how fast people can be drunk. My uncles taught me why not to be drunk, and I learned that the hard way.